Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. As you see, I have some fun stuff in front of me. I am going to show you how I decided to repurpose and reuse some of my amazing chrome and holographic pigment flakies, I guess you'd call them, from Beauty Big Bang. I wanted to do something kind of fall, but just something more colorful and kind of stained glass. So I have already pre-done a few of my decals here, and I'm going to show you how to do them, and then I'm going to apply them over some beautiful polish. This is by Sinful Colors. This awesome bubblegum pink is called 24/7, and this is Rise and Shine, and it's kind of shimmery and it's beautiful. I use the base for my stuff, my decals with pure ice. This is not a great top coat. The more I use it, the better I like it, not for my nails, but for the decals, because it doesn't dry super quick, but it does set very nicely and it's very pliable. So let me just put a little, not a little actually, quite a bit on our little mat here. And I like to work it around. The mat is really awesome because you don't have to worry about a horrible cleanup later. You can use a yogurt lid like I've said in my other videos, or you can use a like a big gallon bag, like a plastic bag, as long as it's like stretched thin and tight. So while that kind of sets up, I'm going to go ahead and use one of my favorite reverse stamping plates. Well, I guess it's not for reverse stamping, that's what I use it for. This is a Bundle Monster plate. It's well used and well loved. And I'm going to also be using my Queen stamping polish, the black, because it's really thick and it's really opaque and it dries really, really quickly. So I have pre-washed, acetoned, and I'm just going to pick one of my favorite spots here. I like this side. Let's go right here. And I'm going to pick a nice spot. I'm also using my semi-sticky clear stamper today, so I can get a nice even roll on my stamp. Okay, so I want to kind of line it up where I want it to be and gently roll it around. Perfect. All right, so let's set our stamping stuff aside. I am going to take my little pure ice top coat here. Let's just put you right back here so we don't get too much shine or reflection. And I'm going to put a nice little dot. And as you can see, my mat is kind of crazy. But with a design like this, you just really don't have much of an option to keep things super clean. So I'm just going to take my little teeny brush and start I'm tongue-tied today, picking spots to put some flakies. I am kind of running and globbing the polish on, so I have a nice layer, so it kind of looks like it's bubbling up on the canvas, because that'll really help catch our powder. Because they're flakies, it gives like this really awesome almost chrome design without being chrome. It's beautiful. I can't wait for you guys to see. When you're doing this, obviously be careful not to scrub or scratch things, because it will ruin the stamping design underneath. So I'm going to go in with this big flaky here, and I'm going to pick up one and kind of dab it and transfer it on to where I have placed that excess polish. I like to use all the pigments I can, so touching your brush in that wet polish will help you pick up the extra flakes that you have spread about. The bigger flakies are easier to use, but you don't get as a cool, almost glittery shine effect. Now when I'm going into this, I'm kind of tapping, because I just want this stuff to stay where I want it to go. I don't want it to move and spread that wet polish, because that's what's going to give you a sharper line and more of that advanced stamp design. Okay, so I'm going to go in with, and just kind of clean my brush off a little bit here, and dab some of this polish in the next set of places. Make sure you keep your polish refreshed. This is why you'll see I have a little dot on each side, because I want to keep things nice and fresh as not to mix. I'm just going to pick another few spots here. I like the idea of having the polish shine through. I mean the undercolor kind of shine through a little bit, which is why I decided to put that on my nail instead of sponge it over the top. Now I'm going to go in with this beautiful purple gold and gently tap it and dab it over the top of our little area. Smooshy, smooshy, just a little. And this does waste a little bit, but again, I'm not too concerned about wasting because they're so cheap from Beauty Big Bang, and I'll put the links down below so you can find it. And so I don't really worry about too much of wasting. Okay, so I'm going to gently kind of block things here and blow on this area just to kind of clean things up. I tried using a brush, I tried using everything, so I didn't have to kind of blow it away into the air, but I just couldn't find a way, to be perfectly honest, that didn't disturb things around it until it was dry, and obviously you want to get things dry. I just want to pick my spots and make sure I have a little bit of excess color popping through and a little bit of that pretty design. And I'm going to go in lastly with this beautiful HOLO Flaky. And because the HOLO Flakies are quite small, let me just pick this up. And it doesn't look hollow, but once that polish gets on there, it'll, oh my gosh, it'll knock your socks off. So I'm going to kind of flatten this brush a little. You guys can see that? So it kind of acts like a scoop because there's smaller pieces in this HOLO. And I'm just going to, again, gently dab and tap just over the spots where I've put the polish. And because this is smaller flakies, I don't know if all of them, ooh, I got a big piece. That was for like a very first time. I've never gotten one of those big pieces. It'll kind of stay where it's put, and it looks a little flatter as well. Come on, down you go. There we go. Now what I like to do just before I apply a top coat or do anything like that, I'm going to go along and gently with a slightly clean finger press this in to the polish, trying not to scooch around your finger at all to kind of keep things stuck up in there and adhered. So I'm going to push this aside, making sure to kind of keep it out of the way. I'm just going to gently give this a little bit of a blow. Awesome. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to show you how to apply these ridiculous, beautiful stamps, and you'll really see how amazing these decals look once they're on the nail. So again, I'm going to use some of my not so favorite but workable polish to my nail. This is a clear polish or a top coat. I would suggest using a clear polish rather than a top coat if you're new at this or just beginning, because sometimes it has a tendency to scoot around. All right, now I gotta find my, I'm so prepared, guys. I'm gonna find my little tool. Where's my little tool? Ha ha ha. Find my little tool, and we're just gonna gently pick one of these. I think I want this one for the pinky. And just start pressing and peeling this up. And you'll know when it's dry, when it kind of adheres to the mat, it doesn't feel sticky anymore, and the mat kind of lays flat again. Because you'll see when it dries, it kind of bubbles up. So this doesn't look like much now, but wait till you see this on the nail. This is a little sticky, but I want it a little stickier, especially around the end and the sides of your nail. Make sure that is covered. And I'm going to pick my favorite spot and lay this over and gently press and wrap around the nail. Kind of letting that polish kind of dry and get sticky again on that base coat. Come on now. Another reason why I have a harder time with this polish, this Out the Door Pure excuse me, oh my gosh, Quick Formula on the Run top coat is because it tends to get a little firm really quickly. And with decals, the longer they stay kind of pliable, the better. So I'm going to come back in with, oh my gosh, this top coat. And start melting that top polish down into the bottom. And you can use your tool, but I kind of tend to like using my fingernail to kind of squish around the edges and work this into the nail. See if you can see it's kind of like peeling up at the sides here. Beautiful, because things kind of melt. I'm so messy. Sorry again, you guys. If you have any peel up or lift up, just make sure you're pressing again around that cuticle line to kind of break things away. I'm hoping I'm getting this in camera for you guys. I'm focusing on actually trying to get the nail to look nice. I mess up the design so often trying to get things in camera for you guys that when I actually need to go back and post things, the pictures look terrible. So I'm going to press around and wrap around the nail. Let's get our little file here and press and kind of pull up to kind of break that excess polish away from the underside. The same thing with the bottom. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm actually very impressed. I'm going to get my brush here and fix things around the edges so you guys can see. Oh my gosh, in the light, this is insanity. I'm trying to get this in camera. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'm going to get this all cleaned up. Keeping in mind I'm using my left hand. And try to kind of just melt things down around the edges. I like slowly pulling things back and forth. And keeping in mind my brush is not wet. It's just damp. Pressing around. I wish this didn't take so long on camera. Sorry, guys. Alright, so I am a little overexcited on how beautiful this came out. Again, obviously you're going to have to go back with a second coat of polish once this is completely dried, and then kind of fix things up. But this is amazing. Please check out my YouTube. Lord in heaven, guys, I can't even talk. Please check out my Facebook, my Instagram, and my Snapchat to see the finished product for this. Also, check the description box down below for all these amazing products from Beauty Big Bang. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support and for putting up with my long, ridiculous videos, but they are quite fruitful in the end. So, peace out, guys. I love you.